This is Rockin' with J-Man, and today I'm here with Black Rose Rebellion. So how you doing today?
I'm great. How are you, Jam Man? Thanks for
I'm
having
do
me.
Of course, it's my pleasure, and I'm doing wonderful now that I'm speaking with you. So to go into your guys' origin story, you actually have a pretty interesting one because from what I heard, the band was basically formed when everybody was giving up on music.
Yeah.
When did you guys realize that you guys were actually starting to like music again and you guys thought this band actually had something real with each other?
Pretty much when we met. As you already know, we were kind of getting ready to hang it up.
Mhm.
Dave and I had both come out of situations that we were not happy with, and unfortunately, it wasn't a one-time thing, but we were
Mhm.
just kind of ready to fold it. We had a mutual friend who introduced us to each other.
Mhm.
And I was like, you know what? I just because you want me to meet this guy, I'll meet this guy. And so I did, and I was so glad that I did. Him and his wife, Dave and Karen, they live 2 hours north of me. I'm down South Jersey.
Mhm.
They drove all the way down my neck of the woods to meet with me, and we just immediately hit it off. I mean, there was just a lot of chemistry there. We really liked each other. We just had the same expectations, the same taste in music, all of it. So we just started taking it one day at a time, kind of like
Mhm.
dating. and because it is, I mean, especially in original music, when you're writing stuff and doing something as intimate as creating your own art, it's a vulnerability that you have, and it is a lot like dating. And if you don't have chemistry with the people in your group, then it's just not going to work. So we just took it a day at a time, but we just really started writing. He was sending me stuff, I was sending him stuff, and we agreed to do this project together, not just because we got a good vibe from each other when we first met, but we liked each other's style and each other's styles fit. And so it was just a really good, everything, just the stars kind of aligned and everything just went really well. So when we started creating, we found that we were getting excited about music again. And just the rest is history. I
So, what was the very first song with the band where you guys realized that this is gonna actually like this band is gonna be good?
don't know if it was any one song, so much as it was a handful of songs, but I don't even remember in what order we wrote them. It was pretty quickly though.
Mm-hmm.
We were going to do a festival together that
Mm-hmm.
ultimately got canceled, but we were going to do a festival, and so we were like, we really got to get these songs together. So we were just pounding pavement for probably 2 months. I would guess 2, 3 months before that festival was supposed to happen, and we just like got everything written and rehearsed, and we just really liked the songs that we had, and through our live shows that we continued to play, those songs further developed, and we were just getting
Mm-hmm.
more and more excited about them. And then we get into the recording studio, they develop even more, got really really excited about it.
So, you guys all came from almost completely different worlds. Did that create instant chemistry or just a little bit of chaos?
I don't know, I think it was a perfect storm of both. I love a
Mm-hmm.
little chaos. If everything goes smoothly, then it doesn't feel very authentic to me.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say there weren't rocky points throughout the development of not just this band, but the sound and the album and everything. Um, but we did just have good chemistry from the start. Um, I don't know that there's ever been a point where we had bad chemistry. Bump heads maybe, but it's like, you know, with your siblings when you bump heads and then you work it out and then you drive on, we have this mutual respect for each other that is the foundation, I think, for everything that we do. Because if you have band, you're working in a group of any kind, whether it's a band or work or whatever professional setting that you're in, working with a group of people, if you don't respect the people you're working with, it's probably not going to work out, right? So
Mm-hmm.
in this particular instance, we gave each other um, a lot of artistic freedom to be ourselves and just bounce ideas off of each other and really develop this stuff as a team.
So, who was the first person outside the band that heard the music and absolutely loved it?
Our first show, and well, I don't even, I think it was before our first show. The studio that we rehearsed at, I remember one of the employees there was like just in the sound booth and he was kind of vibing to us, and then he walked into the room and then we're done the song and he's like, that's a good tune. I was like, yeah, we're pretty big fans of it ourselves. And I think the song was I think it was the Winner's Circle, um, if I remember correctly. But then we did our first show together. Like I said, that festival we were supposed to do unfortunately got canceled. But our first show was at the Union Firehouse in Mount Laurel, New Jersey, where we were supporting Sponge.
Mm.
So that was a really cool show. And a lot of my friends came out to that. And so we had, a lot of strangers, a lot of Sponge fans that were there, a lot of my friends, and they all got to hear us, debut live and in action, these songs that we had worked so hard on. So that first show where everyone got to hear it was very special.
So, what does the song "Hail the Rebellion," "Rebel Queen" actually mean to you personally? Does that mean anything to you?
Oh, absolutely. It's an anthem for our whole brand. Black
Hmm.
Rose, Black Rose itself stands for rebirth,
Hmm.
kind of that rebirth, that growth from the ashes sort of a thing. And then the rebellion half of it is not the chaos and anarchy kind of rebellion, but stand up for its self-expression, individuality. It's not having to toe the line all the time. It's saying that it's okay to stand up for yourself when you need to.
Hmm.
So when Hail the Rebel Queen came about, that was a song I had written. I was just really excited about the guitar riffs. That was a demo that Dave had sent me, and I had there's definitely influences from other bands in there for me. I think every artist has bands that they're very much influenced by, but Hail the Rebel Queen, you know, became the anthem for our brand and what we stand for, what I stand for personally, and that's for one, I served 13 years in the Army and I
Hmm.
got out. And music is what I came to help me with my transition, very therapeutic for me. And so I have that programming in my brain of that Army, that lead from the front, lead by example, and stand up to oppressive forces and the bad guys, kind of a thing. So that Hail the Rebel Queen being this music everybody's got really well, and in Black Rose Rebellion, everybody's got a rebel queen in them, and that's a
Hmm.
part, stands up for your convictions and that of the people around you. The lyrics in that song talk about this person who marches to the beat of her own drum. Nobody's going to tell her what to do or how to do it. She's going to do things her own way and go out her own way. And then it's okay to be comfortable, in the darkness. If that's where you live, why would you seek the light when you're already comfortable in the dark? That's where you already live, or vice versa. So that's what that song is about, is just like long live um, standing up for yourself, long live individuality, and freeing yourself from confirmation that you don't want to be a part of.
I think Dave just actually just joined real quick. I'm gonna try to
Excellent.
real quick. There we go. But real quick, just one other question for you when I am admitting him right now. What do you think is one misconception about people about having, strong women in rock music as of now?
I think there's a really strong misconception that one, women always just seek to be sultry and sexy all the time.
Hmm.
That they're in it to sell themselves. That's absolutely not true. And two, that um, that we have something to prove. I mean,
Yeah.
in a lot of cases, you know what I mean. We're because we have something to prove. Whether or
Yeah.
not we do is a different story. But I think women in rock themselves are embracing who they are. They're embracing any aggressiveness that they may have, any strong convictions that they may have. They can still be feminine and still have these quote unquote masculine qualities. They can still be just as angry or happy, or as any
Mhm.
other rocker. We can rock just as hard, and we do it our way. And it's not because we have something to prove to anybody else but ourselves. We just do it because we love the music and we love to get our feelings out there, and we don't care anymore what people think.
So you just obviously said that you were in the army for 13 years. Being in the army for that, period of time, does that mindset still show up in your daily life or even on stage even?
It absolutely does. It took me a long time to calm myself down from, an unrealistic expectations of people and society. There was a point where I would get angry, just like, and frustrated, just standing in a grocery store line. So I
Hmm.
had to like, I had to Um, especially with having small kids and be mean and aggressive all the time. Um, but I get to his life experience. First of all, it takes a lot of discipline um, to do this. And it also
Mhm.
takes a lot of bravery. I mean, that may sound silly to some people, but when you write poetry, experiences from your life, and then you share that art with complete strangers, that's an extremely vulnerable thing. And to do it, live on a stage, um, hoping that it can be received or understood, right? Because that's like a piece of you that you're sharing. So um, it took that discipline and that grit that I got from the army is what has carried me through to be able to do this for sure. And when I'm on stage, I just everything's out the window. I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm just gonna do what I know how to do. And
Mhm.
because I believe in my music so much, it's a little easier to do that. But I got some descriptions at this point as far as being an angrier type of this person or like a lot of energy. And I mean, I love all of that. And I get to be that. I get to tell these stories and not just sing them.
So you've probably seen things and experienced way more pressure than any of the musicians around you. Does that make the music industry almost seem ridiculous sometimes?
I don't know that I have more or less pressure. I've never really thought about it that way. I just do my thing and that's just kind of it. The industry is wacky for many reasons. I
Mhm.
don't know that I, it was the same way when I was in the service. I never made that distinction between, male, female, more or
Mm.
less, all that kind of thing. I've always just kind of been introverted in my mind that way, where I just kind of march the beat of my own drum, and my only challenge has ever been myself, getting out of my own way, and that's just what I always will continue to do. I've never saw anything as a competition for me personally. Like I'm not competing with this other band or why does this other band get to do this and then I don't. I just do music because I love it and I want to get it out there. And that's kind of all that I focus on. And I get to do that with, the friends that are in the band with me that, we've become quite close and everybody believes in the project. And that's just all my focus has been.
So, what is the wildest crowd reaction you've seen at a show so far?
Um, so I don't know. They've all been pretty awesome, to be honest. We usually I mean, we always play with really awesome other bands too. Crowds that start moshing, that are whipping their hair around, that are just smiling. They get. I remember one show we were doing our rock ballad, and it just kind of went silent and everybody had their phones out and you just see everybody's flashlights in the crowd and I was like, wow. A small town band like us, like we get to see what this looks like in this little venue, and all these people got their phones out, their lights, and that was just such a cool sight. But just the fact that every single show, and we've been playing for like 3.5 years now. I want to say it'll be 4 years in the summer. And every show has been a positive one where people are smiling, high fiving, telling us what a great job we did. We get to do the same for the other bands that we play with, meet their fans, and it's just always a great positive experience.
Can you tell me a little bit about your new album?
Yeah, Hail the Rebel Queen is one that was developed pretty much from our live shows. It was the songs that we had written in that initial inception that carried a lot of weight, that took a life of their own, and that developed into their own kind of body of work. And those are the songs that made the album. Um, they just continued to develop throughout live shows and throughout recording. Once we got into the studio, it was like turning it up a notch. Now we're adding things and we're really getting to objectively listen to what's going on in those songs. We're not on stage and now we're listening to it like an audience member would be. So now we get to tweak things, we get to add things, we get to move things around, and we get to just really develop it into what we want it to sound like. This album is all about, again, the self-expression, the saying, enough is enough. I'm going to be myself and I'm going to be comfortable in my own skin. And nobody's going to tell me how to be anymore. Dave.
How you doing?
There
Hey,
he
what's up?
is.
All right, there you are. I thought you were gonna. I thought you weren't gonna be here for a second. So
I've
happy you're here now.
been watching for a while. It's great.
Okay. Am I doing a good job or no?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah. So now that you're here, actually, I have a little bit of a question for you.
Sure.
Now, you actually have kind of an insane double career. You're a dentist, but you're also a hard rock guitarist. Has anybody ever recognized you at work from the band?
Oh yeah, yeah. So my nickname is the RockDoc, and it was given to me by John DeServio, JD from Black Label Society, a buddy of mine.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, it crosses over all the time. So I have patients who come in from the rock world. I treat a lot of the rockers in the industry, and I have patients who come to see me in my live shows. So everybody follows everybody. It's great.
So, be honest, have you ever wanted to tell a patient you need a root canal and also stream our album?
Oh, I do it all the time.
Okay,
He
good.
does.
Right at the front, I have a
He
QR
does.
code picture, and all my patients are downloading all the stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and they all, when tickets are there, they all want to come out to the shows, and yeah, it's pretty cool. And my staff also.
Okay, good. So, about your guys' new album, which song do you think is going to surprise fans the most?
It's from what we're getting out there. Every song has a life of its own. And they're all
Mhm.
really powerful cuts. We spent a long time trying to do that. Our first one that's going out there is "Hail the Rebel Queen." That's kind of our anthem, and yeah, that's the big one. But there's tons of other really juicy cuts on there.
So, if this album had one message burned into people's brains forever, what would you want it to be?
Great.
It would be, yeah, feel comfortable in your own skin and, you know, there needs to be a societal shift from what we tell each other we need to conform to, be more accepting of each other. And I hope that people leave this album thinking to themselves, wow, I felt things I haven't felt in a long time.
Mhm. Now, rock music feels like it's almost fighting its way back into mainstream culture again. Why do you think more and more people are
Mhm.
starting to connect with heavier type of music again?
I think I don't
I
think it
think
ever.
that
Yeah. I think there are a lot of the younger generations picking up the sound. Um,
Mhm.
I think they're tired of the old, put together, same old sound that's been going around for a while. It's
Mhm.
rebirth. A lot of people,
mhm,
younger generations, finding Led Zeppelin and all the older bands and making their own. I think that's really important.
mhm.
What is your opinion on TikTok changing the music industry? Like what I mean by that is that a song can go all the way to like number one if it gets viral with a trend. Like, do you think that's helpful or do you think it's kind of destroying attention spans?
I think it's definitely changed attention spans. It also changes the way people write.
Hmm.
Or the chorus right in the
Yeah.
beginning, like, you got that hook out there.
hmm
Now, would you rather have just one massive viral song or a loyal cult fan base for 20 years?
I mean, I would rather have a loyal fan base because the loyal fan
Mhm.
base, I mean, that's really how music gets out there is by word of mouth. You can say
Mhm.
it's the radio stations or social medias or whatever, but I found a lot of good stuff myself because people recommend it to me or they send it to me on those socials and they're like, you got to check this band out. Having a loyal following that never leaves you ensures that you're going to get to keep singing your songs your whole life till you kick the bucket.
Now, do you think image matters more than talent nowadays?
Oh, I'd hate to think that's true, but
Do you think it is?
I,
yeah, I think it
I'm
runs
it
social.
feels like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of a shame, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Um, yeah.
Okay. So you've shared stages with bands like Sponge and Spread Eagle. What's something you've learned from those bigger touring bands?
uh, Number one, that mistakes are okay. Number
Hmm.
two, that interacting with your fans is super important. Um, and that you just really need to have fun. Those,
Mhm.
those big touring bands, whether they've been doing it for 30 years or 10 years or however long they've been touring, they get up there and every show looks like the first one, like they're having fun. And I think that's just really important because to the majority of people who come and see you, it is their first time, right? So
Yeah.
have fun. Have fun. Mistakes are okay. Don't overthink it. Just do what you know how to do and believe in what you're doing.
Just be loyal to your fans. I think that's really important.
Mhm. What
Mm-hmm.
would be your guys' dream tour lineup for Black Rose Rebellion?
Oh wow, I know Bree has a
Mm.
couple she really likes.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that I've ever really thought about a dream tour. I'm like a 25-meter target kind of person. I just kind of look, right what's right in front of me. Gosh, I feel like there's options out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, and we have so many influences between Dave and I that we have similar tastes in music and stuff like that. I don't know what a dream tour would look like, but I know we'd give it 110%.
Well, what would be one city that you would absolutely love to play in?
um,
For me, it's Brazil.
Brazil. That's a good.
Brazil.
That's a
It's
good
it's
answer.
a country, but I think it'd be going down. The festival events there are just absolutely outrageous.
Yeah, I know they are.
Yeah.
Um, what is the worst thing that's happened live so far?
In life.
No, in live, like live on the
Oh,
stage.
live.
Yeah, I don't. That was gonna be too personal of a question.
I've had an amp die on me. We were playing a recent event and their cab broke, so I had to run around and try to do that. That was a little intense. And then we had a fun situation early on when we opened for Sponge. Um, yeah, Tribe's hair got all caught in my headstock, so we had to unwind ourselves of that. And she did it in record time.
Yeah. I had dreads at the time, so they were really long, and I whipped my hair a lot, and one or two of them wrapped right around his headstock. So I got the microphone in one hand like this, and my other hand's just like I'm untying my head from his guitar. Kept it moving though.
That's good, at least. When people hear the name Black Rose Rebellion 10 years from now, what do you hope people get from that band, or what do you hope they think of?
I hope they think of the band that brought back, like classic hard rock. I hope
Mhm.
they think of the band that united people.
Mhm. Now, obviously, with your guys' origin story, you know what it's like to almost completely be broken and almost ready to quit on their dreams. What would you want to tell somebody who is just like you guys?
I would tell them don't that
Mhm.
fear is a liar, and those who keep chasing the dreams are the only ones who ever catch them.
Mhm.
Yeah. How about you,
At
Dave?
Yeah, Dave, the same
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah, the whole never giving up thing is really important, right? When I was ready to give out, it was due to somebody who wasn't very good in my life. And I was just like, forget it. And I would have missed out on all of this. I would have missed out meeting Bree, being in this band, developing music that I helped write, watching the fans just go absolutely nuts. I mean, there's so many just great experiences. Even after the band plays, we go to McDonald's and eat crappy food, all those experiences are bonding stuff that I would never have gotten. The people I've met in the industry that are good friends of mine now. It's just amazing.
The end of the day, what does success actually mean for this band?
Um, I mean, I I think success is when your music, resonates with people and affects them.
Mhm.
Um, I'm not a person that thinks about numbers that way. I just, if my music can touch somebody, that's success in my book. To be able to keep playing shows is success in my book. To be able to keep writing songs is success in my book.
What is next for Black Rose Rebellion?
World domination.
That's the answer.
So many things are going on in a good way in such a short period of time. Um, it's fantastic. Be careful what you ask for. You just may get it, you know? It's yeah. So fingers crossed it's just gonna keep moving and growing.
Yeah, our album releases officially on May 29th. On Sunday the 24th, we have the privilege of performing one of our songs acoustically on a college radio station, and they will be playing one of the masters, one of our tracks, right, Dave? Yeah. So I'm really excited about that. And once that album drops, what happens after that? We're just holding tight and gonna prepared for whatever may happen, whatever may come our way.
Where can everybody find the album, merch, tour dates, and just follow you guys for the rest of your guys' career?
So we have
Everything.
Black
Yeah.
Black Black Rose Rebellion uh, on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. I had to think really hard. And then our link so you can stream the album, you can pre-save it on through the link on our bios in our socials. On all streaming platforms. So once it drops on May 29th, it'll be available on all streaming platforms. We have a website, Black
Yeah.
Rose Rebellion Band.
It's just blackroserebellion.com. Yeah.
And then, yeah, so you can go on there and you can sign up for like the email list there, see what we have coming up. And then, yeah, all streaming platforms is going to have that album on there. But you can easily find us, Black Rose Rebellion, on socials and go right into our link into our bio to be able to pre-save and follow.
If you guys were on death row, what would your final meal be?
It's going to be a medium rare filet mignon for me.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think medium to medium well for me. Same thing.
Okay. Perfect answer. All right. I just want to give you guys a big special thank you. And I just want to tell everybody who's watching this, when I post this, please check out their album on May 29th. And I just wanted to thank you guys so much for being on my show.
Absolutely.
It's been my pleasure. Sorry you
Thank you,
came in a little
Dan.
late, Dave, but I was so happy to speak with you guys again. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks so much, man. Take care.
Take care.